Okay, so we are back at the start now and into the Fawley Challenge Cup for quad sculls. We have the Thames Rowing Club here in the race 17 on the Berkshire station, and nearer to us here, Glasgow Academy on the Bucks side. Glasgow in their purple colours, and Thames Rowing Club, of whom, of course, at this event we see so much in their famous red, white and black.
And Glasgow, when I see that you are both straight and ready, I will start you like this. Attention, go. Get ready, please. Attention! Go!
An especially big moment this for Glasgow Academy, one of the selected crews in the Fawley Challenge Cup, and beginning their campaign today. Thames beat the Norwich Rowing Club yesterday by a length and a quarter, having had to qualify, and there's a steering issue right at the start.
Yes, we've seen this happen a little bit off the line, particularly for the newer crews to this course, and obviously Glasgow are here with their first race of the regatta, and just coming past the island, there's some interesting things that happen on the water here at Henley, and it does take experience and time and knowledge to really get to understand this particular body of water. It is so different to any other that certainly I've rowed on, and I know for many of the inexperienced crews on this course. So we have been seeing a few steering issues as they come past the island, just in the uncoxed boats primarily, but both crews look like they're back on track now and in their correct lanes. But a great start by Glasgow, as you said, one of the selected crews, not racing until today, and looking very strong at this stage.
Well, they are, aren't they? Having made, as you say, quite a circuitous start. They rode, as it were, a long way round the first 50 metres or so, and had to make a substantial adjustment to return to the straight and narrow. There was a sense in which I felt Thames felt slightly intimidated by the proximity of Glasgow at the very start of the race, but there is no proximity at all now. Glasgow looking pretty commanding, rowing here from their base on the River Clyde at the Glasgow Schools Boathouse, in very different surroundings of the lush home counties, and making themselves very much at home here and looking in charge. It's a much choppier river, very different conditions to those that prevailed this time yesterday when all was calm.
Yes, and the purple blades there of Glasgow clearly out in front now. They had a fantastic start to get the edge, which is so critical in these two boat races in match racing, to try and get the upper hand, particularly in the quads and the eights, which are much faster moving boats. It makes it so much more difficult to take back any lead away from your competitor, and the advantage for Glasgow now is that they will sit up on Norwich and start to control the race. They'll be able to see any moves that are made and hopefully try and cover them. That's as long as they haven't put out too much too early, but for me they're looking like the class act at this stage. A little bit more fluid, a little bit more together with their bodies there. We can see the swing back of those white row suits there in nice unison, their blades picking up the water crisply, which is what we want to see in the quadruple scull. It's a very fine boat in terms of the skills that are needed, with a nice quick pick up with the blades of the water and then pressing the blades away very cleanly. Because the boat moves so quickly and the oars are so small, you are at risk of getting them stuck in the water. So having clean, quick hands is very important in this boat, in the quadruple scull. And Glasgow doing a fine display at this stage, and we can see that paying off.
Talk, if you would, sir, about the mental and physical contrast between the crews in terms of their schedule. That is to say that Thames yesterday had the adrenaline of first day. On the other hand, they've obviously used up a degree of energy yesterday in coming through the heat, coming through to reach Glasgow, for whom this is now day one. They're hitting their straps, and they're fancying themselves also because they know they are here as a selected, a seeded crew.
That's right. We spoke about previously, that coming into these races, you really have to treat every race as though it's the final in order to progress. It's hard when you've got crews coming from all over the world, not just England or Great Britain, to race against, but many unknown boats as well. And you really just don't know how things are going to unfold sometimes. So, and even previous results aren't much of a marker to go off. So you really have to go out and attack this as though it is the final that you're racing, because the regatta ends here. There's no repechage, there's no second chance. It's you and one other crew going head to head, and only the winner progresses. No more opportunities until next year. So I think for that reason, Glasgow, having not raced so far, would have come out here looking to fire from the first stroke and take the advantage early. Of course, as you said, Norwich had the chance to race yesterday. I think you always get an adrenaline shot, a bit of a lift going into your first race, not knowing what to expect. And also, you tend to carry a little bit of fatigue. The more races you do, the more you carry into each day. And Glasgow are relatively fresh compared to Norwich. But I think certainly Glasgow, we could see how quickly they went out of the start, how aggressive their start was despite their steering issues. But they've able to take a controlling position of this race, and they seem to be covering everything that's coming at them quite nicely from the Norwich crew, who are now trailing by a couple of boat lengths.
Glasgow do have a weight advantage here. Form, insofar as it's relevant for them, has clearly been good. They won at Marlow Regatta, and they are looking in complete command now as we reach the enclosures. The church draws closer and the volume increases. Not quite the lure of the sunshine that there was first thing yesterday, so the deck chairs taking a little longer to be filled, but nevertheless an ambience to cherish for these guys as they start their campaign a day later than their now apparently vanquished opponents. Glasgow Academy will, it seems, inevitably progress and have reached that splendid stage of the race where they can luxuriate towards the finishing line.
And now Glasgow taking their striking rate up as they're putting on a show for all of the spectators in the enclosures, who are showing their appreciation for the hard work and the fine display of quadruple sculling from this young crew. Clearly out here to show their dominance and make their mark on this event. No previous wins from Glasgow at Henley in this event, so this could be their year.
Quite so, that was impressive. That was impressive, and they didn't ease home. They did put on a show. They put down a marker there, the Glaswegian crew, and more power to their elbow. It's a fine win for Glasgow Academy over Thames Rowing Club A, who cross the finishing line now.